Hello, my name is Morten. I'm going to tell you all about how I flipped my class. I work at a teacher's education in Denmark, so I'm teaching the students how to teach, and in this case with blended learning. So I have pupils, or actually students that are of a certain level. They are in the third year, so I would say that they know a lot of stuff and they are very fast at adaptive thinking, taking new things in and putting them into a context. So I would say they are quick learners, but also they are adults, so they are responsible. They know how to take their own teaching, so there's a lot of stuff that I don't have to teach them, as I would say that you have to do in the public schools. You have to make them take their own learning. Also, they are adaptive to change because they are quite young people, and quite often I think that they need the change. I, as an ICT counselor, has a lot of this change to offer them, so sometimes it's quite easy to be me. Well, in this particular case, I used the flipped video instead of lecturing. So I made a video with blended learning that you can see on this URL. It's in Danish, sorry. But that's what I did. They had to see the video at home, and then we could talk about it, apply it, and go to the higher levels of Bloom's taxonomy. So what I intended with the video was to demonstrate how a bad video could be, because I did it only in one take, to show them that it doesn't have to be perfect. Like this video is not very perfect. So it doesn't have to be perfect, as long as you are quite precise in what you want to say. Also, I wanted to make a publication, a thing that I could keep and use for further uses. Of course, also if they wanted to see the video again and again, which I doubt they would. But the last thing was that it was to create a common language. So they knew that the terms here was the terms that we were going to use when we were talking about blended learning or flipped classroom. Well, what I did before is more or less the usual teachings that we do in Denmark. I would lecture some stuff like a normal classroom here, and then I would give some assignments to the students that they had to apply something, and then go back, see what did you apply and what are you thinking when you apply this way, and so on. Maybe give a new assignment or some other stuff that they had to do. So an iterative process where they go back and forth between me as a center and them as learners. Yeah, so that's what I did before. But now, since I saved this time from lecturing, of course, these levels of comprehension, knowledge and application, they would be fulfilled when the students came to the class. So we had more time for analysis, synthesis and evaluation. You know, the higher levels of thinking where we really put the learning in perspective. Yeah, it's both saving time, but it's also securing that we actually reach the higher levels of taxonomy, what I say here. And of course, the video thing is allowing for repetition of this lecturing content. So if they forgot it in half a year, they would be quite easily, they would know the content again, so they could apply it again and again. So for them, I hope that they now understand that this is one way of having a teaching method where they don't have to have monopoly on knowledge. They know that already, that they are not owning the knowledge, but maybe they miss some teaching methods, how to actually not have this monopoly. And this is a form where you can do that. For me, what I'm trying to do is actually trying to make a better class. I know how to make the videos, and I think the content is quite precise enough for them anyway, but I need to focus on how I'm using the classroom to get to the higher levels of application and understanding. Yeah. For the universities, I think the video thing fits the generation. I think they need another way to learn. For them, it's all about context. It's not about finding the truth one place. They need to have a lot of truths. And here's the video and home pages and so on. And if you have the video, you could pause it and you can look something up if you're in doubt, or maybe you can just skip the video or whatever. You can't skip a professor standing there and lecturing. Yeah, I think one of the examples is that I have some of my students already used it in their teaching practice, and they made this little video over here. It's about water rockets. You see, they have a lot of speech, but it's in Danish, so I don't want to confuse you. And I think this is a great video, a great example, and what I hear from them is that the students in the class are excited. They can't stop learning, and this is physics, a thing that they have had a little trouble in learning. So this is a very great change that they've made. But I've also heard some unsuccessful stories where the students got confused and frustrated. So my students weren't able to apply this in their teaching practice, and the pupils just got confused. Yep. Sorry about that. So what was actually the impact? Well, my goal is that more professors at our university and more students learn to use high quality blended learning. It's of course not blended learning in itself, it is high quality blended learning that we are after. You know all about that because you're taking the same course as I. And the implications is, of course, that some people will take this model and say, yeah, this is cool because it's blended learning, but it's not necessarily high quality. So that's the implications that I'm going to make sure that we're actually discussing higher levels of using blended learning, not just how you flip it or how you have models of didactics. Well, the use of videos can be complicated, both technological, copyright-wise, and the union issues. For us, lots of people are talking about how the union are gonna solve this problem with the copyright. What if a professor finds a new job? Does he take his videos with him, or what? Who owns the videos that he make by the salary of this university? And then, of course, I must realize that change takes time, and who knows, it's not even a better change. Personally, I think my implication is that I have to make better use of the class time. So I have to think about a lot of ways to create the higher levels of thinking. So that's all for me. Morten from Denmark, over and out. I'm looking forward to watch your videos.